What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be taking a look at this Garden Bright reflector you get from Sunlight Supply Grow Stores. I'm sure there's a Hydro Farm variant of this, along with many others, but it's what we got in the store today, so we're going to take a look at it. It's touted as having an 8-foot grounded 120-volt cord. They give you a little bit of a chart here for comparison of lamps. They said 150 watt CFL will put out around 11,000 lumens, and a standard 150 watt incandescent will do 2850 in terms of lumens. Let's see what else they have to say about the features here. Down here at the bottom says the fixture is designed in our state-of-the-art research and development facility located in Vancouver, Washington, USA. Top right here we have, it says highly reflective aluminum insert, vented housing helps dissipate heat, durable white powder coated finish, and it accommodates 125, 150, 250, and 300 watt CFL lamps. Available in 6500K, which is blue, and 3000K red spectrum. It's lightweight and easy to set up. It's even got its own little patent there. I got a sticker in the corner, growing your own veggie gardens stuff. So more marketing. Imagine growing your very own tasty produce, fresh herbs, or fragrant, colorful flowers right at home. This makes it happen. Alright. So I think we've gone over like all the package features. Yep. That's pretty much it. So let's crack the box open. Now this is going to end up as a display that we're going to be using. No, this is getting rewrapped and sold. This is actually going to be used for some veggie action that we're going to be going. It's going to be going on inside the store. We like to, whatever we sell or promote, we like to actually have running. Like our T5s up front there. That's kind of hard to see in the video, but wow, it's obscenely hard to see. Well, basically this one up here is a tube bulb, so it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to get into details, but yeah. So we got like fluorescence in front and back, and then in the winter we usually have an HPS in there running. It keeps that whole nice place warm and cozy in there. And in our other store we got a few 400s running, I think it is. As well as I think one place got 1,000 going as well. It's a conversion lamp. And so, yeah, we're cracking open the box. Let's see what we got. Bend this back a little bit. We got some corner flaps. And then Sunlight always has like a little booklet like this included, and it's usually just a little text sheet about pretty much all their junk. How to set up fluorescent lamps inside of your strip lights. Setting up your ballast and junk, coverage areas, and recommended heights to keep your lights at. Which isn't bad. The price cost. This is one of my favorite things that they put in every damn piece of information they ever put out. It's a power cost estimation guide. How much you'll pay for per month, and this is assuming going off a 30-day month. And so basically. Let's see. Wow. Alright, so we'll go, these are pretty small wattages over here. We'll go up to something that's yeah, so here's the 400 watt chart. And we'll just use this 8 cent a kilowatt hour. Example right here. So if we're gonna go down, let's see, $8. Or 8 cents a kilowatt hour, and we're running it for 12 hours a day. For 30 days, it would be $13.25 to run that lamp. And you can just go up your chart, how much you pay for a kilowatt hour, and how many days, how many hours every 30 days that you run it. Keep in mind, a 400 watt uses 460. And so this goes all the way up to 1,000 watt lights and everything. It was really nice. Nice little thing for them to add along with all that marketing. This is going to be pretty fun to get out with one hand. Not safe. I don't recommend you do this. I want to set this down for a second. Alright, there we go. We got it out of the packaging and flipped over upside down so that we can look inside here. So we got the standard aluminum stuff, reflective material we see in just about every reflector on the market ever made. Some are marketed as being more reflective than others, but that's obviously not in the scope of this video, so we'll just leave it at that. We can definitely see the vents that they put on both sides here. Keep in mind, since this is made for CFLs, this realistically is a cord and a socket running right through. They do have this on-off button right over here. That's really cool. It's nice and shielded with rubber there, so I imagine it's got some moisture resistance. There's the sticker along with the serial number and all that goodness. And, oh, that's what I was looking for. Your V-hangers. If you ever mess with the reflector, then this is probably a very common sight. If you ever bought a reflector, used or whatever, or bought one that didn't have anything on it except for these two little slots, this is pretty much what you're looking for. And you can usually get a set of these for like $1.50. And so basically they just latch in right here and hold up. I've got another vent up on top. As far as features go, this is pretty much it. We can see though that on the back end it goes straight up, while this on the front has a little bit of a cut and a diagonal cut. Going around it, that's pretty much it for the whole reflectors. Nothing a whole lot fancy going on here. There's no glass that comes with this, and realistically you wouldn't want glass with a CFL. And we'll get into a good reason for that. A lot of companies, especially CFL manufacturers and socket lighting manufacturers, start to recommend that you do not use CFLs in recessed lighting situations. Reason being is CFLs have their own built-in ballast. That the plastic base right after the socket, that's the ballast right there, the whole kit and caboodle, so to speak. And we'll pull that out of this one because we're going to give this a test run. Let's roll over here. This is a Feliz 125 watt 6500 blue spectrum CFL. You've probably seen these in stores and online all over the place. Where did my knife go? Oh, there we go. I was already looking at this guy. So here's our ballast right here. This is the ballast unit. It's usually why this part's vent as well. You'll see vents in pretty much any CFL you pick up, usually right here in the middle. Seems to be filled in a little bit, whatever. But anyways, these are vented and they're all self-ballasted. So if you were to put them into something that's recessed, you know, maybe like our fluorescent lighting here, the heat continues to build up and it has nowhere to go. And that's what causes them to fail and smolder and catch on fire and all that junk. If your CFLs are installed in a location that gets plenty of airflow, you really don't have this issue. Alright, so with that said, let me move these over here. I'll flip this over and we'll get to work. A lot of people ask me, or ask in general, you know, how well do these 125 watt ones do? Well, I'm going to install this and let you guys take a look. Now obviously I can't grab every single CFL we have to compare them all. So my boss would kill me for that. We're not that big of a store. Maybe we can just toss that stuff out like that. So we got it in there. It's pretty snug. We don't want this to be rock solid at the back here. You don't want to grind on it. A lot of people ruin their lamps that way, especially headlamps. Headlamps get ruined really quick if you try to twist them too much. You'll break the tube real quick. Alright, so here we go. It's got it plugged in, but we're not turned on yet. There you go. Now it looks kind of dim. That's the camera auto adjusting. Like if you notice, if I take it anywhere else in the store starts to lighten up. The moment I put it over here, the camera will auto white balance. So what I'm actually going to do is flip it over probably. Trying to find a spot to hang it. I don't have anything set up for hanging. But I hold this pretty much on the edge here. This is what you're getting. So we get that white balance fixed. There we go. So, pretty bright. If you're doing, it's a whole lot brighter than it looks, so I'll give it that. So with that said, our CFL is right for you. I think if you're in a smaller road, then definitely so. At a certain point, though, if you buy even 3 of these, you've probably overspent what you would spend on a 400-watt system. These usually go for around like 46 to 50 bucks a lamp, depending on where you purchase it. Some places have them cheaper, but we're going to go with like a little bit of a medium price here. Let me flick this off. So we're going to go with the medium price and say, you know, if you buy 3 of them, then we'll just say like 135 bucks, right? So that covers like shipping, or it covers tax or whatever. Plus, you know, that's just the lamp, so we're not even taking consideration like a little bat wing like this. Keep in mind too, these don't use standard house sockets like your typical whatever lamp. They actually use mogul size sockets. These big guys. These are the same size sockets that you'll find for like HPS and metal halide sockets. Same size. So that's something to keep in mind when you go to purchase one of these. The sockets are bigger. They're about like double the size. So if you're thinking about picking up a Feliz, do keep in mind that you're going to need one of these bigger sockets. And typically you can buy these for, what, 10 bucks at our store. You probably find them cheaper at Home Depot. But that's about the going rate for them. So keep that in mind. If you're going to be purchasing one of these, you may have to buy a fixture or a socket that's bigger than your standard house lighting socket that you're normally used to seeing. Is this worth it? Is this whole unit worth it? Well, you can definitely get by with a wing. You can definitely get by with something that's homemade. But I think as far as build quality and everything goes, this is where it's at. Now obviously this thing has a cost attached to it. It's about 60 bucks, and at that point you really have to start looking at cost of performance. If I were to be growing like a mother or something underneath this, or vegging a singular plant, this reflector would probably be a great deal, be a great value for you. You get a whole lot of other features that you're probably not even thinking about. The biggest would be not getting onto this, and by that I mean you won't bump your head into the lamp. You're not going to get your skin on the lamp. Other junk's not going to bump into it. If anything does get near it, it's hitting the frame. And sure, it's going to smart if you catch the corner, but it's a whole lot better than breaking this. The other good points to this is it's obviously solidly constructed. There's not a whole lot of moving parts or goodies to go along with this kind of reflector, so it's a little bit limited in that nature, but you do get all this awesome shielding, and you do direct your light a whole lot better, primarily from the front and the back of the reflector. So you might be saying, well, why isn't this silver? Well, just because of the nature of the lamp. The lamp is giving off very little right here, while up on the sides it's giving off a ton. That's why you don't see the back here done in the same German aluminum. Other than that, that's about it. Would I still go with the wing? Yeah, I probably would. Because that wing's like 18 bucks or something, and if you want to wire it yourself, you could probably do it real cheap. We sell the cords for 5 bucks. We could do it here, but it's not a bad little reflector. Can't wait to get it hung up and see what we can't get started on here. Looking to start up tomatoes, basil, a few other things. We got to make some room though, because we're kind of packed. But yeah, that's about the gist of it, guys. That's the Garden Bright from I believe it's the Garden Bright. Yep, Garden Bright from Sunlight Supply. These things retail for, I think it's $65.95. So if you're interested, I hope this helped out a little bit.